national title in 4 years. What's the whirlwind been like, after graduation and now jumping onto Team USA here again?
It's always funny when you win a national championship, because right after that we go to the World Championships. So we celebrate that night, and then it's kind of like the next day we have to pack up and get ready and go to Worlds, and it's kind of like, oh well, on to the next thing. So it's definitely a really special experience to win a national championship, but also at the same time it's kind of like, all right, now it's time to gear up for the next thing. And I think that it's awesome to be a part of 3 national championships, but right now I think what's I'm focusing on right now is the gold medal in Vancouver, and that's definitely what's at the forefront of my goals right now, and our team at the same time. So I think that there's a lot that takes a lot to win a championship. So I think that this team knows that from winning the gold medals in China and Finland, and now that's what we're working towards right now. So I'm glad that I've had that experience.
You have 5 of your college teammates there, and then you have your coach.
Yeah.
So I mean, you wake up and you're in Team USA gear, but how much of it is sort of the same stuff over 4 years at Wisconsin, the same drills, the same motivational speeches, the same lectures, the same everything?
Right. It overlaps a lot. The drills especially, except for when Jody and Coach Flint throw in their drills. Those are the ones I need to really pay attention to when they're explaining, because those are the ones that I've never done before. But it's really cool for me to be familiar with the drills, and it definitely helps me a lot to just be familiar with his coaching style and his speeches and everything. I know what he looks for, and that's definitely works to my advantage and everything. But it's funny because sometimes in drills people are like, wait, like what's this one? Like I don't get it, and I'm like, what do you mean you don't get it? And it's just because I've had the drills for 4 years before, you know what I mean? 4 years before here, so I'm used to them, and then it's awesome. It's easy, so.
Mark's going to get a lot of crap over 1980, him being 30 years older. But for you, what was it? What sparked your eye? Was it 98, watching the women's team win a gold medal? Was it 99 Women's World Cup, which was in Foxborough and at the Rose Bowl? Was it the Olympics in 96 with the women's softball? Like, what was that one moment that said, I'm Erika Lawler, I could do anything I want?
For me, it wasn't the 98 Olympics. I was too young then. And
04 World Series, that would be another one. I can do anything.
When I was too young. I played boys hockey growing up. I never wanted to play with the girls. I never wanted to make that transition to girls hockey. I just was against it for some reason. But I think when I was a freshman in high school, it was 2002 Olympics. It was USA against Canada in the gold medal game. And I was watching, and I was just inspired. I wanted to be a part of something that special. And that's when I kind of, thought to myself, wow, this is something I really want to pursue. And that's something I really want to work towards. And basically since then I've been spending time in the weight room. I've been working, developing a really good work ethic, and that's what gets you places, is your work ethic and how hard you're willing to work for something. And I think the 2002 Olympics is definitely something that had motivated me to want to become, the best athlete I could be at this level.
I know you've probably dealt with Sarah Parsons and Helen Reeser. What have they told you about the experience and just what they went through in 06, 05, 06?
Well, I remember watching Sarah. We played against each other, and actually Helen too. They both went to Nobles, and I remember watching them in the Olympics, and Sarah was so young then, and so I was watching her, and she just tore it up, and it was really cool. And they're both actually so humble, and they're just so normal that when you ask them about it, they're just like, yeah, like it was fun, and they just love the experience. They, whenever you talk to them about it, they get all wide-eyed, and it was obviously a really special experience for them.
Okay, you're 5 foot, what, Nothing?
Yeah.
Who do you look up to as a hockey player? I mean, you look up to everyone, but is there like a Brian Giunta that you look up to and say,
It never really was about that for me. I never really thought of my height as anything other than normal. I actually said it the other day. I said, when I wake up in the morning and I look in the mirror, I just think of myself as, that's just normal, I guess when you compare me to everyone else, it's not so much. And, you see me in pictures, and then that's when you realize, wow, like I'm really a lot shorter than everyone else. But it's never anything that I've ever looked at as something that's a bad thing. And it's not something that had ever held me back. If anything, I just use it as motivation, and I've never really focused on what I don't have, height. It's more of, working with what I do have and what my strengths are and working on my weaknesses. The things I can control, the things out of my control, you don't really have to think about. You can't think about.
But is that something where you look to a guy like Patrice Bergeron and you pick up things that he does well to compensate for it, or do you just say, screw it?
Yeah, I just think, my strength, probably speed and quickness, so then that's what I need to use to my advantage, and people like Sergei Samsonov, for example, he's a shorter guy in the NHL, and he's really shifty and fast and good in the corners, and, that's definitely something that I try to do.
How does Mark get all you New England kids to go out to Madison for 4 years?
I don't think it was Mark as much as it was just how awesome that school is. I think the facilities and what it has to offer academically, as well as athletically, it was the best fit for me. Everything, just the school pride is awesome. You go to football game day and it's just all the streets are just a sea of red.
Was your recruiting trip during
crazy.
A football game?
Yes.
Oh, so that
I think that it sold me and all the facilities and everything, but it's just an awesome school. Everyone's just so proud to be a Badger, and whether you're on an athletic team or not, everyone just, rallies behind their athletes and is very supportive. We have great fans, and it's just a really great place to be.
Have you thought about what you're going to do after this? I know you thought about Vancouver, but, class of 09, you're sitting here, you got your little plush, USA gig, but while everyone else is unemployed, have you thought about, March 1st, 2010 and beyond?
Well, I have a fifth year of school left, so
okay.
I have that. But I don't really know exactly what I'm going to do after that. I was thinking maybe coaching or teaching or something. I want to give back somehow, and whether that's coaching little kids or teaching little kids and, just kind of passing down what I've learned over the years to, the next generation, I think is something I really want to do.
Now, you said it was USA Canada 02. Have you thought about USA Canada 2010 and walking into GM Place in Vancouver and 20,000 screaming Canadians and shutting them out?
Of course, you have to think about that. You just gave me the goosebumps. I actually love playing in Canada. It always sells out, and there's always so many fans cheering against us that you do something good when the crowd goes silent. So it's more like the goal for the 2010 Olympics is to silence the crowd, not to, get them all excited. So I guess definitely that's something I'm looking forward to and something I think about every day.